New York doctor Joseph Welser claims Apple used his patent heartbeat monitoring tech without permission in lawsuit. Over the past years, Apple Watches have been credited with detecting heart complications and saving lives on multiple occasions. Over the past year, Apple Watches have been credited with detecting heart complications and saving lives on multiple occasions. Now, a doctor from New York University is suing the tech giant over the feature that made it all possible. Now, a doctor from New York University is suing the tech giant over the feature that made it all possible. Cardiologist Joseph Wiesel claims that Apple used his patent heart-beating monitoring technology and integrated it into Apple Watches after he told the tech company about his invention in September 2017, Bloomberg reports. Cardiologist Joseph Wiesel claims that Apple used his patent heartbeat monitoring technology and integrated it into Apple Watches after he told the tech company about his invention in September 2017, Bloomberg reports. Wiesel was granted a patent in 2006 for a method and apparatus for detecting atrial fibrillation. Atrial fibrillation, or AFib, is an irregular and often rapid heart rate that causes about 750,000 hospitalizations each year, according to the CDC. Wiesel's patent uses sensors and light to detect heart rhythms, which can then be shown on a digital display. Wiesel was granted a patent in 2006 for a method of and apparatus for detecting atrial atrial fibrillation, or AFB. FIB is an irregular and often rapid heart rate that causes about 750,000 hospitalizations each year, according to the CDC. Wiesel's patent used sensors and light to detect heart rhythms, which can then be shown on a digital display. In a lawsuit filed Friday, the plaintiff alleges he sent details about the patent to Apple after it released its Series 3 smartwatch. A year later, the iPhone maker unveiled its Series 4 with AFib detection. The plaintiff alleged he sent details about the patent to Apple after it released its Series 3 smartwatch. A year later, the iPhone maker unveiled its Series 4 with AFib detection. Earlier version of the smartwatch got updates to include heart monitoring features as well. Earlier versions of the smartwatch got updates to include heart monitoring features as well. Apple smartwatches don't outright diagnose medical conditions. Instead, they offer notifications if an abnormal heartbeat is detected. Apple smartwatches don't outright diagnose outright diagnose medical conditions. Instead, they offer notification if an abnormal heartbeat is detected. Weasel is demanding that Apple pay him royalties for embedding his intellectual property into smartwatches. He also wants the California-based company to stop using his patent without permission. Weasel is demanding that people pay him royalties for embedding his intellectual property into smartwatches. He also wants the California-based companies to stop using his patent without permission. In court documents, Weasel said Apple refused to negotiate in good faith to avoid this lawsuit. He also alleges that Apple knows that his intellectual property is pertinent to its business strategy. In court documents, Weasel said Apple refused to negotiate in good faith to avoid this lawsuit. He also alleged that Apple knows that his intellectual property is pertinent to its business strategy. Apple Watches have become a market leader in the wearables category and generated more than $24 billion in sales in the fiscal year that ended in September. Bloomberg reports Apple accounted for more than a quarter of all wearable devices shipped in 2018, according to International Data Corp data. Apple Watches have become a market leader in the wearables category and generated more than $24 billion in sales in the fiscal year that ended in September, Bloomberg reports. Apple accounted for more than a quarter of all wearable devices shipped in 2018, according to International Data Corp data. The tech company doesn't comment on ongoing litigation. The tech company doesn't comment on ongoing litigation. Citation. Homeowners in North Carolina called 911 to report an intruder. It turned out to be a Rocky Roomba. Homeowners in North Carolina called 911 to report an intruder. It turned out to be a Rocky Roomba. Intruder. Several source link. Several police officers stormed into a home in North Carolina after the startled homeowners called to report an intruder in the middle of the night. The suspected burglar turned out to be a Roger robot vacuum cleaner. Roger robot vacuum cleaner. Several police officers stormed into a home in North Carolina after the startled homeowners called to report an intruder in the middle of the night. The suspected burglar turned out to be a Roger robot vacuum cleaner. Over the holidays, Thomas Milam and his wife Alyssa were watching a movie just after midnight when they heard a series of noises coming from downstairs. Over the holidays, Thomas Milam and his wife Alyssa were watching a movie just after midnight when they heard a series of noises coming from downstairs. We both were alarmed. We paused the movie and I had Alyssa go to a safe place. Milam said in a notice shared by the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office. I immediately grabbed my gun, went to Alyssa, and we stayed there silently waiting to see if we heard more noises. Someone was definitely downstairs, rummaging through things, and it sounded close to us. We both were alarmed. We paused the movie, and I had Alyssa go to the safe place. Milam said in a notice shared by the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office. I immediately grabbed my gun, went to Alyssa, and we stayed while silently waiting to see if we heard more noises. Someone was definitely downstairs, rummaging through things, and it sounded close to us. Milam told his wife to call 911 and pointed his gun at the bedroom door. He was set on protecting his wife and their 2-year-old daughter, who was sleeping soundly one bedroom over. Milam told his wife to call 911 and pointed his gun at the bedroom door. He was set on protecting of his wife and their 2-year-old daughter, who were sleeping soundly one bedroom over. All my military training came back to me. I started analyzing the path the intruder would take, their line of fire if they entered the room in certain ways, and where we should be to decrease our risk of getting hurt, Milam said. All my military training came back to me. I started analyzing the path the intruder would take, their line of fire if they enter the room in certain ways, and where we should be to decrease our risk of getting hurt, Milam said. The authorities arrived within a minute, searched the home, and the dispatcher on the phone told Milam to lower his gun. The homeowner opened the bedroom door to find police flashlights shining in his direction. The authorities arrived within a minute, searched the home, and the dispatcher on the phone told William to lower his gun. The homeowner opened the bedroom door to find police flashlights shining in his direction. "Sir, I have one question," the lead officer said. "In this room by yours. In this room by yours." "Sir, I have one question," the lead officer said. "In this room by yours." Apparently, the couple's new robot vacuum cleaner turned on in the middle of the night. Madame said no one set it to do that. The robot got stuck near the bottom of the staircase and was repeatedly bumping into a wall, Madame said. Apparently, the couple's new robot vacuum cleaner turned on in the middle of the night. Madame said no one set it to do that. The robot got stuck near the bottom of the staircase and was repeatedly bumping into a wall, Madame said. "Merry Christmas, everyone. Please remember to turn off your burglar robot vacuums," Madame posted on Facebook. "Merry Christmas, everyone. Please remember to turn off your burglar report vacuums," Madame posted on Facebook. The embarrassing audio isn't the first time a homeowner has called the cops after being spooked by automated floor cleaner. In April, a similar incident occurred in Oregon after a woman reported that someone was locked in her bathroom. She saw a shadow under the door and heard noises. Authorities entered the bathroom 15 minutes later with their guns drawn. "We breached the bathroom door and encountered a very thorough vacuum job being done by a robotic vacuum cleaner," the Washington County Sheriff's Office posted on Facebook. "We breached the bathroom door and encountered a very thorough vacuum jobs being done by a robotic vacuum cleaners," the Washington County Sheriff's Office posted on Facebook. Coming for iPhone 11 from Anchor, an Apple-approved external flash to light up your photos. Coming for iPhone 11 from Anchor, an Apple-approved external flash to light up your photo. The Chinese electronics company Anchor is reportedly planning to release an Apple-approved external flash for smartphones, so the iPhone 11 you got for Christmas can be used more like a camera. The new photograph gadget dubbed iPhone LED flash isn't available on Anchor's website yet, but the new iPhone add-on should be available for $49 in January. You will be able to find it on Anchor's website and from Amazon, The Verge reports. While external flashes have existed for smartphones for quite some time, the release from Anchor is significant because it was reportedly developed through Apple's Made for iPhone program. While external flashes have existed For smartphones for quite some time, the release from Anchor is significant because it was reportedly developed through Apple's made for iPhone program. While external flashes have existed for smartphones for quite some time, the release from Anchor is significant because it was reportedly developed through Apple's made for iPhone program. That means it can work with iPhone's native camera app and other third-party app found in the iOS store. It can also operate as a standalone light. That means it can work with iPhone native camera app, other third-party apps found in the iOS store. It can also operate as a standalone light. The external flash will only work with iPhone 11 and 11 Pro, and it delivers twice the range and 4 times the brightness of the flash baked into the back of Apple's smartphones, according to details listed on Anchor's community forum. The external flash books like a cube with rounded edge attached to a lightning cable. It comes with a detachable diffuse and a mount so it can connect it to other camera accessories. The external flash looks like a cube. The external flash looks like a cube. The external flash looks like a cube. The external flash looks like a cube with rounded edges. The external flash looks like a cube. The external flash looks like a cube with rounded edges attached to a lighting cable. It comes with a detachable diffuser and a mount so it can connect to other camera accessories. At full charge, the device should power up to 10,000 flashes, Anchor says. At full charge, the device should power up to 10,000 flashes, Anchor says. The Apple certified flash arrives on the hill on a 9 to 5 Mac report, which said that Apple sent specs to manufacturers on how to create approved external lighting accessories like strobes and flashes. The Apple certified flash arrives on the heels of a 9 to 5 Mac report, which said that Apple sent specs to manufacturers on how to create approved external lighting accessories like strobes and flashes. The specs allow an accessory strobe or lighting component to sound sync with the device's integrated flash and also relay the strobe sonic signals wireless to additional accessories, 9 to 5 Mac reported. The specs allow an accessory strobe or lighting component sync with the device's integrated flash and also relay the strobe sonic signal wirelessly to additional accessories.